The quarantine is like a cocoon, where many of the distractions that kept us busy before we went into it have been taken away. For some of us, certain feelings that previously stayed in the background of our busy lives have come to the forefront. Without the distractions, these feelings are magnified, forcing us to feel them more deeply and give us opportunity to understand who we truly are. Hi, my name is Monica Yearwood, and I'm the founder of Hamsa Ayurveda and Yoga in Chicago. And today, I want to teach you 5 practices that can help you to understand your emotions that may be coming up for you so that you can become more authentic, develop self-awareness, strengthen your intuition, and improve your relationships. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge the people who are in an extremely stressful situation because of this. The financial upheaval and social isolation is challenging. If this is you, I want you to know that I'm going to be releasing a video specifically for you where I will teach you practices to help protect your body from the chronic stress. For now, just do the best that you can and take what is useful to you from this video. Okay, so the first practice is to understand. What are our emotions and how are they intelligent? Our emotions produce a range of feelings that make us feel good or bad. Many of us struggle to know what to do with our feelings. We sometimes feel controlled by their influence, and other times we may not trust them at all. Socially, we are taught not to make decisions based on our feelings, and yet we aren't really given tools to understand them. But your feelings are actually a powerful guidance system. They are your inner compass that are constantly pointing you to what you need, many times more skillfully than making decisions based on logic alone. Many of us have early childhood wounding that disconnected us from our feelings. Boys are taught to suppress their feelings, and girls are taught to be pretty and accommodating. A lot of our parents couldn't really be present for us emotionally or teach us what to do with our feelings. If you were like many children, you may have been taught that your feelings didn't really matter or not to trust them. The most tragic part of not understanding your feelings is that your feelings communicate your needs to you. When your needs are not met, you may feel things like frustration, anxiety, withdrawal, depression, or fear. Conversely, when you feel good from a person or a situation or an opportunity, you may miss out on it because you don't trust your ability to feel what is good or bad for you. Feelings become a mystery that seem to behave on their own accord. But every feeling that you have has intelligence. It's just that by not paying attention to your feelings, you can operate unconsciously, and that can lead to self-betrayal and no longer walking on a path that is your own. People-pleasing, putting other people's emotions before your own, and overworking are all signs that you are not connected to your feelings and consequently your needs. Grief, anger, sadness, fear are not inherently bad. Every feeling has an important attempt to communicate a need to you that needs to be met, and it's up to you to pay attention. In general, unpleasant feelings are a sign of an unmet need, and pleasant feelings are created when needs are met. Not feeling anything can indicate being shut down and disconnected from your feelings. By being with your feelings, just by observing them, sticking with them, and not distancing yourself by getting absorbed in social media or whatever, you can restore the intelligence in your emotional system. Being in touch with your feelings can help you to make better choices in all realms of your life and follow the situations that make you feel good and avoid the situations that make you feel bad. So the first step is to let yourself feel and to simply ask your feelings what they want you to know, and to reframe your feelings, not as some abstract function that does its own thing, but a powerful form of your intelligence. If you have trouble accessing your feelings, that is totally okay. Just start by observing how you feel through the day, and you'll get better at it in no time. Number 2, communicate your feelings with the people who matter to you. This will cultivate authenticity, relationship strength, and intimacy. When somebody does something to hurt you and you store it inside where it festers, when you don't like what's happening in a relationship but you go with it anyway, when you find yourself frequently going against what you want, the chances are high that you are not paying attention to your feelings, which, as we explained, your feelings communicate your needs. Essentially, when you do things like this frequently, you're abandoning yourself. You're not really being authentic to who you are. You're not really giving life a chance to line up for you or yourself a chance to live in alignment with your truth. I know firsthand that communicating feelings is a challenge. It's something that I work on all the time too. But here's a way that I have learned is helpful when telling another person how I feel. So the first thing is to try not to attack or villainize them, because it just creates guarding and defense. Take full responsibility for your feelings and speak from a place of feeling. For example, you can say, when you did blank, it made me feel blank. Or when this happened, it made me feel this way. Speak honestly about your feeling and try not to take responsibility how they react to your feeling. You can take responsibility for your feelings and let them take responsibility for their response. Take your time. Let it marinate. It's okay to share a feeling and not really have an agenda around it. Let the person process what you shared. When blank happened, it made me feel this way, and I just wanted you to know that. It could really be that simple as a start. Number 3, learn how to say no. Did you know that more than half of the people who end up getting a divorce knew that they were going to get a divorce before they got married, but they did it anyway? Saying no, or that we don't like something, or we don't want something, or can't do something is difficult for many of us. But when we don't say no, we are not honoring our need, and that can lead to self-betrayal and even inhibiting the other person from getting the thing that they want. We can think that we are protecting that person from rejection, but we are really doing a disservice to them when we continue to do the things that we don't really want to do. This doesn't mean we don't ever make compromises or meet people halfway. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you really don't want to do something in your core and you go against that consistently. If you struggle to say no, here's some language that you can use to help you to start. You can say, I just don't feel the way that I would need to, blank. For example, I just don't feel the way that I would need to go forward in this situation. I just don't feel the way that I would need to go on this trip, take this job, move to the city, have a baby, get married, move in with you, study this subject, or go on the career path that my parents wanted me to go on. I just don't feel the way that I would need to do that. Hopefully that is received well and eases into a follow-up question like, okay, well, how do you feel? And how would you need to feel so that you could move forward with whatever it is? At the very least, you can have a conversation around your no. Number 4, stay with your feelings. In this time of quarantine, it is still super easy to fall into our old cycles and ways. We can easily distract ourselves in social media, the news, research work, and projects, anything to keep ourselves busy from feeling. But for many of us, it is a bit more challenging for us to distract ourselves, and I so hope that you take advantage of it. Let all of your feelings, desires, and wants, both pleasant and unpleasant, percolate. Let them come to the surface completely. If they are unpleasant, reach out to someone that you trust and communicate. Let yourself be intimate and vulnerable with another person and cultivate relationship. Intimacy is fostering connection with another person so that they actually see into you. Healthy intimacy happens when that person sees into you and supports you, embraces you, and values who you are. Let that happen for you. Let yourself be seen by somebody. Number 5, pay attention to what brings you pleasure, what you enjoy, what feels good, and who feels good. For many of us, our emotional radar is skewed. Anxiety, uncertainty, and insecurity are more familiar feelings in our primary relationships and families than trust and security and joy. Not because it's what we want, but because it's familiar, so we tend to recreate it unconsciously, or to keep ourselves safe, we avoid relationships altogether. Again, all feelings communicate a need. Unpleasant feelings tell you something as much as pleasant ones do. But it's the feelings that are pleasurable and that make you feel safe and valued, if they be found in a friendship or a romantic relationship or a hobby, that are truly the ones that are pointing you in the right direction. Thank you. If you like this content, please let me know by liking it, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment below.